But you know what, guys? We got our first match of the day, Space Station and Rogue. I said it before, I'll say it again. I think whoever wins this is winning it all. But that's why I only get paid to do play-by-play. Now, the floor is yours, gentlemen.
Well, Stax, just like Spaceman's Twitter, we're in for quite a show.
I was wondering where you were going with it. Yes, this is about to be an experience. Space Station Gaming and Rogue in a best of 7, and this is the top of the card. Just imagine how crazy things are going to get as the day goes on, as Reynolds denied by Turinturo to start things off.
Already a lot of pressure out here from SSG. These guys are up and ready. But I think Rogue is willing to kind of meet these guys, and honestly, it'll be interesting to see how they match up, especially with Rogue's recent success. I don't think this is necessarily be a challenge that they will back down from easily. Meanwhile, Space Station Gaming. Oh, White, first killer. He almost got past the whole team by himself. It was a good save in front of the goal line, and a couple demos coming out, and Rogue still able to keep up the ball in Space Station's half of the field.
They're seeing two great individual efforts, one on either side, from Reynolds and from First Killer. Neither has led to a goal yet, but this almost did. Duroko's shot denied by Arsenal at point-blank range. Rogue has gotten real close to the Space Station net twice. SSG trying to do the same for the second time, but demolition after demolition just stymies the Space Station attack. There's another save right in front, but First Killer's on the doorstep, and he plays janitor for the opening goal.
Yeah, look at that. First killer with some pressure, forcing Reynolds here, just testing the defense. Reynolds does not get a good clear at all, and it's just an easy follow-up for Rogue.
Just shot volume certainly playing a factor for both teams, especially Rogue, trying to break down the Space Station defense. Typical. Around a couple, got it out of the corner, chance for Arsenal to tie, and he does thanks to Sipical.
Wow, Sipical with the setup here, and it's that carryover into a dunk that just gives Arsenal a clean lane to shoot at. Defense was scrambling from Rogue, and Space Station quickly get that equalizer. It's been a couple of goals scored here, at least in the past 30 seconds, but they have been no less of astounding. That being said, SSG kind of quickly getting back on the right foot after a defensive mistake, and they look to continue to keep up the pressure.
This is not expected to be a defensive battle, though both teams have had to work extra hard defensively. Turinturo with a save coming off the backboard. This is going to be a series of who can outscore who. Reynolds with Arsenal running interference, and First Killer just waited him out, but didn't get the clear downfield as Arsenal's right there to meet him at the center line. More demolitions too. I mean, we haven't seen this many demos in the first half of a game in a long time. Arsenal just has a bullseye right on the hood of his car because he is getting blown up left and right.
Yeah, I mean, they're just trying to shut him down, really. He's been doing a solid job overall. Typical has been kind of hanging back here for the most part this game, just kind of playing playmaker. And it's been doing very good here for SSG. That being said, they got to clear this ball out. Reynolds will try to control it. But again, Reynolds in front of the box. The ball's been just moving right past him. He's got to take that and get it under control here. Still tied up with less than 2 minutes left in game one. And this one has been a heavy hitter to start things off. Just a lot of possession changes back and forth. But also, the way they are moving with the field, everyone's kind of getting a little bit more extra space. And you're starting to see just so much more control from a lot of these players. Actually playing really good Rocket League in the opener here.
Turo's got to get up for this in a hurry, and he does. Reynolds tracking, so it's typical. And Arsenal's shot is saved by Turoko. The two T's on Rogue have had to make a lot of clutch saves. That is just wide of the mark, but Rogue had to respect it, and it almost kind of created a cheap goal for Space Station Gaming. Coming up on the 1 minute mark, nobody has cracked since those couple of goals about 30 seconds apart from each other. But now we get into the final minute, and this is where, if anybody's going to have a breakdown, it would be right here. Turo coming up, trying to get one centered for a teammate. First killer couldn't get to it in time. And now the teamwork of Space Station has to come through because the solo efforts just aren't getting it done.
Yeah, they've been able to get a lot of ground with the solo efforts, but at this point it hasn't amounted to much. They're unable to keep the ball, at least in Rogue's half, for a sustained amount of time. And usually SSG like to get set so it could like just have this overwhelming amount of offensive pressure. But now it seems like they're just trying to play the counter game against Rogue. But the problem is Rogue's so speedy. So now with 20 seconds left, we see Reynolds with the carry, pushing downfield, but they didn't see first killer. That's a good save.
Typical up top. He might have been trying to get on top of that for a ground pinch, but he just couldn't get down to the ground. 5 seconds left. Space Station looks to have the last opportunity of regulation unless Rogue has other plans. We're going to go to overtime in our opening game. Perhaps a sign of things to come.
Here we go. Game 1, OT. Ball ends up on Rogue's side of the field. Doesn't look like we're going to have any kickoff goals here. But definitely a shift right now this is just wild Rocket League. These guys are battling for every touch they can get. And when they're in the air, a lot of the plays aren't contested too. So that's why you see just so much of it moving downfield. But it's really about who can find that one hole through the defense. Right now, the weakest defense we've seen, it has to be from SSG. Just from that poor touch from Reynolds that ended up leading them a goal. But that happened very early on in the game, within the first couple of minutes. Ever since then, it's been pretty tight here between these two teams.
Almost through that first minute of OT. Chiroko was fixing to follow up that play. Instead, he got nudged on the back wall and then beaten to the corner boost. So Chiroko was out of the play for a while. He had to go all the way back for boost and positioning. Now Sipical looking to take advantage. And it's amazing how incremental advantages can be gained from those bumps. What a save on the goal line by First Killer, pinching that off the post.
Reynolds looking to shoot a top corner, but First Killer able to get that read in time. Reynolds has 6 shots this game. Oh, that's a pinch. Oh, what? Chiroko read it. Unbelievable. Typical follow-up. It's off the post again. And First Killer will be able to clear it out. Unbelievable stop from Rogue there.
Well, it has been a defensive grind. Both teams with saves, especially Rogue, on their own goal line, even halfway into their own goal, making incredible saves to keep this game going. Now, does Turo have this? He certainly does, but Reynolds right back the other way, only as far as he goes until he gets demolished. Good grief. Back and forth they go. This has all the makings of a Game 7, and there's still perhaps 6 more games to follow this.
Yeah, this is definitely the warm-up game for both of these teams at this point. A lot of Rocket League being played here in the start. But SSG, I mean, they are knocking at the door here. They've been putting on so many shots. As that one from Reynolds slews out Sipical. That'll be the one to do it. And in 2 minutes, 30 seconds in overtime, SSG close it out.
Boy, Sipical missed that shot by so much, it almost felt intentional. I mean, that's a perfect pass, dead center. He throws it so wide, and it creates that opportunity to put it away at the end for Sipical. I mean, just that first shot, though, boy, that looked weird. It works for Space Station as they win a grindy OT. But boy, if that's a sign of things to come, I'm here for this series.
Yeah, the game moving so fast. Stax says Sipical pass it to himself. That's how fast things are going.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that is something I said. Who was it? It was Reynolds with the initial shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're right. The shot was super wide, and then you saw Sipical like in the perfect spot. Honestly, that was really well done. Although it did look like Reynolds had an open look in the net. I mean, it does, like Sipical being there positional wise to have a good follow up helped out Space Station big time. So we load up game number 2 now, and ooh, that is nice camera work.
I like it.
Okay, I feel like I'm going on a tour. Welcome to Forbidden Temple.
On your left, you'll see Rogue trying to defend. Trying the operative word. That one rings off the post. And they've got to get out of their zone. They cannot let Space Station start moving downhill and just kind of tilting the field in their favor. Otherwise, they're going to face a lot of shots, and eventually, it's just inevitable. They'll let a few in. Turo missed that corner boost. That should be Space Station's all the way. Here comes Reynolds. They can't capitalize on that little mistake. And they're a team that often does. So Rogue's gonna feel like they got let off the hook here, but first killer was blown up. So he had to go all the way back. Back and forth they go here in the opening minute.
Now for Rogue, it's just kind of making a little bit of changes here and there based off that game one. Oh, now they're trying some pass plays in transition, but Typical has it. Nice catch on the hood, and it can move all the way downfield. He's going to give Space Station that offense once again as they try to work here, but a good stop from Taroko as he plays it off to the side.
Rattles picked his spot, and Turo was right there to meet him. Here's Taroko looking to hit Turo with an outlet pass, but Turo has no boost to work with. No weird name for Turo today. It is just Turo.exe like he normally is lately.
Yeah, so I'm assuming this is one of two things. Either he's really sleepy and doesn't feel like it, or he's actually like really focused on the series and he means business. If I don't know after I see him score, but right now, Rogue setting up on offense. Maybe we'll be able to see that opportunity. Turo comes up, but gets knocked away. Still may have a chance here. That's clear downfield. He was going for it, but Typical with that cut to eliminate that pass option and try to put the ball back in midfield. Rogue have to work a little bit harder if they want to get that ball through the Space Station defense.
Free ball for Typical to hit Arsenal downfield. Reynolds was lurking across the way, but the pass never got over to him, so Space Station will have to reset. They also have to get around Turo, which is easier said than done, as Typical will carry that across, and that's just out of the reach of Taroko. So well done by the Space Station defense, fending off yet another attack from Rogue. Since that opening goal where Rogue had broken down SSG, they haven't had many good looks at the Space Station net.
Yeah, meanwhile, Space Station 2, though, also being kind of limited here. Normally we'd have a couple goals scored by now, and we almost had one there. Arsenal ended up putting on another shot. Typical doesn't have enough boost. First killer will clear. And man, I never expected this series to be as fast-paced as it has been. You know, again, you got to give a big shout out to Taroko here, as he has been that newest addition to the Rogue roster, and he's just fit in so well. And the team is just so much faster overall. It's really getting SSG working. As you see, Reynolds with a complete misread of the ball. Gets away from him, and Simcoe will have to play it downfield for now. First killer went boost over ball, and still got the ball. Flick over one. I like this play from Rogue. So much pressure. Can first finish it. No! Wait!
Whoa!
I think that was a dunk! SSG scrambles, and I think they own goal here.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my!
Arsenal, that is the best dunk we might see all day. Yikes. Imagine if that is how Rogue wins this game that we saw last time Rogue scored. Space Station had an answer in about 30 seconds. And they may have one here. Typical denied by Taroko. Reynolds thought about it and said he's got time and he'll use it.
Oh.
There's another dunk, and Typical has to go all the way back.
That's Typical's fourth save of the game. Arsenal sitting with 3 of his own, and he'll end up controlling it, just try to play it out. But Rogue aren't giving them any more time. You see that little momentum after that first goal scored here. They want to keep this ball in Space Station's half for the final 40 seconds, maybe see if they can get an insurance goal, as that was quite the play from SSG. I mean, the own goal dunk, definitely not a good look in terms of the defensive efforts, but we're sitting here with 30 seconds left, and in Space Station, we know they can score within this time slot, so it's really up to Rogue here on this drive just to see how long they can hold them at bay.
Oh, Taroko with a great read and quickly jumping off the ceiling to try and stay in the play. 8 seconds left. Turo not in any rush to get rid of this ball. That's brilliant to just delay a little bit. Now Rogue's still got to kill it off. One last chance. This will drop right down right in front of Sypical. And Rogue takes game 2. But man, 'tis the season for charity as they get a gift from Arsenal and SSG.
I cannot believe that happened. I mean, Rogue though, like we saw the drive develop, and it was really well done, right? It started off with First Killer going for that mid boost, and then after First Killer got the mid boost, he took the ball away from Arsenal, and maybe that frustrated Arsenal because it did look like he had a free ball after you saw First Killer go for the boost. But then he does that, gets a flick through, moves downfield, and then you have like Taroko also following, helping him out. I think like Arsenal probably just got frustrated because like they were just leaving through the defense and wanted to see, okay, we may need to, we want to get something going here, or like just someone just block him out, and he ended up blocking his own teammate's save and own goaling, and that's the only goal we had that game. So what do you do when you're Space Station going into game 3? You just gotta.
Well, if you're Rogue, well, actually, if you're Space Station, I don't think you're too worried because you've played 13 minutes and you've really only allowed 1 goal. In the grand scheme of things, you broke down one time and you answered it back immediately and you won that game. Second game, okay, you gave away a gift. If Space Station's worried about anything, look, they're a team that's used to scoring a ton of goals, and they aren't. So, because, on the same token, you've played 13 minutes, and you've only scored 2. You'd like to see a few more finally breach the goal line on the Rogue half of the field. Maybe an opportunity right out of the gates. Reynolds has that waterfall down, floated in front, looking for an early lead, and Reynolds scores!
Oh, wow, they came out with a lot of energy here. This one, play out, Sypical. I like that pass to Reynolds. So much speed. Everyone's expecting Sypical to go for the shot, but he has his teammate closed, and I mean, it's a picture-perfect play.
It is a team that will make that extra pass, and they do it so well. First Killer taken away by Reynolds. Chance again for Sypical, but he has to retreat. So did have to cut at midfield. Might have a lane to go through. Instead, he'll leave it for Arsenal, and First Killer is right there. He's seen a thing or two in competitive Rocket League.
Yes. Long little career game time. I mean, a lot of these players have too, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, they just have, it just goes to their instinct. I mean, at this point, you wonder how much thinking actually goes on and how much of it is just muscle memory and read and react. Balls here, okay, I obviously go here. First Killer has Turinturo to his right. Instead, going with the only teammate he trusts, himself. Didn't get the pass off. Looking for a shot, never got it. Turo's shot's denied. And Taroko could not pick the pocket of Reynolds.
Oh, good solid redirect there. Turo playing that one in front. First Killer gonna have to cut this off. I don't think he got the flip reset, so he's just hanging close to the ball. Yep, Turin with the assist, and again that extra touch too. They're always so on top of things, and it's been really hard for SSG just to get one single touch. Like individually, imagine going up for the ball, you touch it once, and then someone is just immediately there to knock it away. That's pretty much been Rogue's entire MO, and it pays off. No, it doesn't. Reynolds will get the stop there. It looked like First Killer had a free goal, but it does end up getting away from him.
It puts such a heavy emphasis on the first touch because it may be your only touch with as fast as these two are playing. Churro, full tank of boost, and manages to stop Reynolds. He's got First Killer to his left, opting for the shot. Oh, First Killer lurking and still denied by Arsenal. Are you kidding?
Arsenal just became a wall in front of his own net. Like, Turin played that well, right? Gets to 50, gets a follow-up. That should be a goal. But Arsenal decides, I'm not moving, and the ball's not moving. Almost a transition goal from Reynolds. It will be a transition goal from Reynolds. And SSG, my goodness, what What a 30 seconds from them.
And Rogue's got to be wondering what they have to do to get by Space Station's defense by themselves without requiring some help from their friends across the way. First killer, gonna go to what he knows best, looking for the double, and he's denied by Sypical.
Yeah, he wanted to set up a flip reset play. You kind of saw him lining it up, but then he saw Reynolds with the challenge, and he had to play it past him. Didn't try to go for that double, but at that point, Sypical knew what was coming, and he knew how to defend it really well, as he is also putting in a lot of extra work here on the offensive side of things, too.
Sypical, calm down, my guy. My goodness. I mean, they're just swarming the Rogue net right now. Rogue can't even get downfield to try and get back into this game. That was their best chance. First killer didn't get out of the zone cleanly, and it's coming right back in. Oh, big bump on Reynolds. That's an opportunity, but Arsenal comes in to the rescue. First killer up top, and that's popped away to the side again. Even when Rogue does try to get the passing game going in front of the SSG net, there is no lane to pass through. SSG is all over. Now they'll try, and the shot whistles wide off of first killer.
Yeah, that was a solid idea, though, for the transition, but shot just a little off. Now a minute left, and I don't know, the way this series has gone, SSG may have already sealed the deal when they scored their second goal. It's been a low-scoring affair this entire series, but maybe Rogue can pull something together here in the final 45.
We have not seen Space Station lose leads like this with so little time very often. Redo's popping one up, more time off the clock as Rogue tries to quickly counter, and there's another stop at the center line. It's like there's a wall set up at midfield that just keeps repelling Rogue. Turinturo forced to just make an awkward play. They can't get any momentum forward towards the Space Station end. All they can do is these light touches, hoping another teammate can run onto it. They just have no speed at all right now as Space Station have completely shut down Rogue. Final countdown of Game 3 to earmark a clinical defensive effort from the top seed Space Station Gaming.
It's Space Station shutting out Rogue here in Game 3 as a response, but honestly, it's not too much to really take from this one. It does show, like, okay, both these teams are kind of playing a little consistently, but Rogue definitely had some pretty striking offensive opportunities that they weren't able to capitalize on. And the game honestly got away with them. Sypical to Reynolds was the name of SSG's offense. It got them their 2 goals, and at that point, they really just ended up playing it close there with Rogue for the remainder of the series. This is weird, dude.
It is a weird series.
This is
I am
weird.
not. You look at all the firepower on the field, and just between Space Station themselves, but then you add in the striking ability of all 3 members of Rogue. I mean, you said it earlier. They feel like just hyper aggressive, ADC style players where you expect them to just score. There have been 6 goals scored in this series. 1 was an own goal, a spectacular looking one, and 1 was an overtime winner.
Yeah,
sure, that's the series that Rogue and Space Station are playing right now. They are just too fast to allow anything across their goal line. Something's got to give, though. Like, it is one of the toughest things to do, to play this level of defense consistently over the course of a series. Eventually, shots are going to bleed through. We'll see if that happens as we get into Game 4 on Utopia Coliseum as you look in the cheap seats.
Look at this. We got the umbrella. What do you mean cheap seats?
That's a good distance away. Actually, that might be some of the closest seats.
All right. We're at the umbrella setup and everything. I feel like that was a special package. The ultimate fan package. Meanwhile, Reynolds will score a first goal. This one very quick here from SSG. Top corner shot. And the assist from Arsenal, very telling. As he had a lot of time, he could have done a bunch of things, but he went for the quick pass with Reynolds, who's honestly been hitting from that angle all series.
And that one, I'm sure first kill is going to be kicking himself because it doesn't live up to the standard all the players have set over the first half of this series. If you touch it, you got to stop it. Turo. Good win at midfield. First killer does get the ball centered, but there's nobody there. Taroko couldn't stop Sipical, so it falls on Turo to do so instead.
Oh, I wanted to see if Reynolds had the double. He did, but he couldn't get it on target. And meanwhile, Arsenal with the follow-up, and that's another good shot from SSG. They're getting a lot of shots in front of the box here, and Rogue can't do anything to stop it.
Yeah, Taroko couldn't recover. First killer didn't have enough to get the boost under him to get up for the save. And Space Station Gaming seems to have figured out Rogue, at least for now. Trying to get on to match point here in this opening best of 7. And another opportunity just a little bit wide. First killer back the other way, and Arsenal, no boost, no problem, able to snuff out the Rogue attack. Oh, no way.
Close. Defense from Rogue. I mean, you said it. This is where we start seeing things bleed, and boy, is it a typical picking up the 3rd goal for SSG. Nice shot, good beat, but now Rogue are starting to let in a little bit more. We're starting to see SSG run away with things.
Ultimate baller. 3-0. 90 seconds into game 4. This is a big statement for Space Station Gaming. Rogue has got to score sometime in the next minute or so. They'll not let this get completely out of hand. But the way they've been going, I mean, a 1-goal lead may be insurmountable at this point. They have not been able to solve the puzzle that is the Space Station defense. Another pass out, another shot, and a playmaker for Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, he's been very selfless this game for sure, right? Another pass out. He really doesn't have a shot there. But you see Sipical, and Rogue doesn't. Not until it's too late, at least. Man, we still got 3 minutes left of gameplay, but this game seems like it's already over.
Oh, Turo just went right by the ball and didn't have anybody to follow it up. And you could see maybe after he went by the ball, he was looking for the demo, and then he looked back and realized, oh, there's nobody coming. I guess this is kind of pointless, isn't it? I guess I'll just turn around. And that's been the kind of series it has been for Rogue. The offense just a little disjointed, and when they do seem to have something good going, there's an orange car in their way. Space Station Gaming closing in on a 3rd win in this best of 7. And Rogue just looks like a team that they just want off this ride right now.
Yeah. They still got a whole half a game to play at this point. They got to get something here on offense going, though. 0-4. But they don't want to end up dropping this one to SSG. Meanwhile, Arsenal's having a good old time trying to practice his flip resets. Taroko, maybe he can get past 1. No, that's a good beat from Sipical, and it's all SSG.
What a play.
Another one. Hat trick for Sip.
What a play. This is sick from Arsenal. Little catch. Whoop. Nice pass. Great pass. Nice shot. Good game. Thanks for playing.
You know, you talk about that numbers advantage, and SSG's a team that knows when they have it. They beat a lot of the top teams in NA just kind of off of that strong counter-style play. So, when it's a situation like that, I mean, they know all the cards they have in their hand. And Arsenal has shown that he knows just exactly what to do with the ball. He's assisted his team 4 times, and they've scored 5 goals this game, as he has pretty much been the lead charger of the team on offense. Rogue will pick up 1, though, so no shutout here, as this one just comes off the touch from first killer and a good challenge from Turn.
Yeah, it's having to stay with the play, and at least a ball that almost accidentally finds the Space Station net. They get 1 back, but maybe too late for it to matter here in game number 4. Something to look forward to as the series rolls on. Unless Rogue has a monumental comeback in the cards, and they don't. That just takes care of that right there. Sipical adding another, what is that, 4 goals in this game? Good grief.
They keep scoring, too.
Oh, they'll run it up.
At this point, I mean, get it out your system, Rogue. Because you still at least got one more to play here. Okay.
Brazil! Right? Is that what we're going with? That had to be. There's no way that wasn't intentional.
You think so?
He missed that by a mile on the kickoff. Now, if this were me, you know, I could sell it as an accident. Duro, no.
It's the League of Legends, man.
Didn't get his beauty sleep.
Maybe he accidentally picked up his mouse.
Oh, Arsenal looking for more. And I mean, can Space Station even score here? Like, is that allowed?
Oh,
I mean, if they put a little finesse on it, sure, they can score as many as they want.
They're going for the highlight plays. Now, also, I will say, in Rogue's defense, Reynolds pinged a Discord at like just about the same time saying, everyone install Grand Theft Auto, we're going to play Sumo. Sumo's like when everyone gets cars and they try to knock each other off the map. But at least they were playing like a driving game, you know? Difference here, but like, I'm just saying.
To give you a little glimpse behind the scenes, I think at 6-1, Duro asked, can we end here? And Reynolds said, let us Brazil first. And I guess Duro obliged. And no, we still can't end here. Reynolds looks like he has ended. He's just camping out in the Rogue net. Now he'll finally drive out. He'll pick up his controller and finish it out. Why not? Add one more? No. It will finally touch down. Space Station Gaming. Boy, you talk about putting a beating on a team. That was not pretty at all.
Imagine a world where like, imagine how fast series would go if teams like FF, like if they could like surrender in, like, series.
I'm surprised Turo wasn't waiting to surrender at 20.
Yeah, right? Oh, gosh. Okay, I'm getting bad flashbacks. Looking at this one, though, I mean, that game itself kind of almost went that long. That's many goals were scored. We had 8 goals scored that game, and it was all SSG. They let in one from Rogue, so Rogue didn't get shut out, but we move on now to Game 5, and at this point, Rogue got to shake that last one off and go next, because I mean, you talked about teams kind of just kind of running out of steam there, and that was really early in the series for Rogue, and unless we see a big change here from them, this one looks like an SSG win. Okay, what do we think about these seats? What do we think about these?
Let's see, now these are definitely the cheaper seats, but you know, as long as we had that VIP badge, like we could walk right up to the railing and get a good look.
Yeah.
Smoke's kind of in the way though.
Yeah.
That's the only problem.
It's really smoky. It's one of those where you get seats, but you end up watching off a monitor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, I could have stayed home and had much better food. Oh, Typical looking for Reynolds, and well, they had to be intercepted by Turo. You know, Turoko's been forced into a very defensive role. He's still in back right now as First Killer tries to dance downfield after the demo on Turo, and no goals, no assists at all for Turoko. He's been forced to do that a lot. Break up the attack from Space Station Gaming. If Rogue can get him going on the attack, could be a much longer series as First Killer stopped by Arsenal on his way back. And Typical will try to run downfield for an outlet pass.
Oh, I like this clear right in the middle of the field. Look at that! First Killer got on that so quickly, but put so much speed on that touch. That was really well done. And not only the pass, but in the execution on the shot.
I mean, he can't play it much better than that. I mean, no human can anyways. First Killer will try again, and, well, he won't have a chance. Reynolds takes him off the field. Typical. Did he get the reset? He used the wave dash and put it in off a defender. That is sick from Typical.
But here we go. On board with Typical. Gets the flip reset. Uses it to wave dash. But look at that. He also dodged again. As he wave dashes, he gets an extra dodge, uses it, and then that's what shoves so much speed on the ball. That was so good from Typical.
I was saying no human could do the things that I was talking about with First Killer, and then who knows? Whatever typical is, pulled that off. This goes in under the bar, and Rogue's just got to be looking at each other like what? What are we supposed to do here? First Killer tried to score this shot, couldn't, and then Reynolds scores it over First Killer.
Oh, that's clean. That is clean. First Killer has to get like a good clear there too. It bounced off the bar and just passed him. That's gonna roll. Oh no!
Like how? How do you recover from this?
Oh no!
That just ain't right. Reynolds has to be tilting First Killer off the face of the earth. This might be his worst birthday ever.
He wants it more.
I guess. Reynolds just wants it more. Arsenal to the ceiling, and he won't have any further play. Actually bonks into the crossbar. Still a chance, and that's going to be cleared away by First Killer. Still life for Rogue, but it is fading fast. Oh, that's a great follow. First Killer sets up Turinturo, his second goal of the series. And First Killer's got to feel real good about this. Finally, a challenge that goes his way.
Yeah, and good speed from Turin to get there in time, right? Just a small margin there, a small time margin, and Turin is able to get that one through. So now, there's time left on the clock. Maybe Rogue aren't out of this just yet, but they gotta stop at this point. Space Station Gaming can score no more goals. And for Rogue to even think about standing a chance, they need this 2-goal deficit. Now it's down to 1. Look at Turinturo come alive.
I mean, first has no boost, but you don't necessarily know that. And then you got to worry about his follow-up. Instead, he's a decoy as Turinturo comes to the rescue. Hey, still more than half a game to go. Maybe that call a ball game earlier. A little premature. Rogue's right back in it. Still some work to be done. Turo's over there, but Reynolds will collect.
Oh, this is good from Turin. That's right in front. Taroko will try to pick it up, but it gets knocked away from him again. This is rough here for SSG. As Rogue definitely seem to have found just a little bit more life here. As they are down in the series. It's 3-1 SSG, but SSG's up by 1 in this game. Meanwhile, pass out to Rocco, and the goal scored. We got a tied-up ball game.
First Killer's got a playmaker as he sets up Taroko for his first goal of the series, and this is what we'd seen Space Station doing constantly to Rogue. Pass out of the corner, right out in front of the net. Free lane to shoot through. Rogue ties up the game. Huge comeback, facing relegation to the lower bracket, and maybe they're not done yet. Still got to get ahead of Space Station Gaming, and they might here. Turinturo up the ladder. Got Taroko waiting on the backboard, and Reynolds picks this one cleanly, and First Killer's got to rush all the way back. What a clear, though. Oh, and a better win, and Turo steals it. That's crazy. He almost saved this, though. I don't know, if I'm First Killer, I'm like, don't ever do that again.
Happy birthday, First.
Great pass.
Wow, just like that, Rogue able to take the lead here.
Oh, we finally got our shootout in this series. 4 unanswered goals from Rogue to erase a 3-0 deficit. We do not see it often at this level. Reynolds with a bump and set and assist. Yes, sir. Sipical with a shot that had eyes on its way to the net.
Wow. Just the freedom for him to be able to make that touch. And although Rogue is set in net, still no one able to actually get behind that ball. Gets knocked away from SSG completely here. Minute 14 left. And it's anybody's ball game.
Reynolds, great first touch, and it was not his last. He was able to send it downfield. Taroko does take it away. Chance for Rogue to stay alive in this series, but that's a catastrophic miss, or it should have been, though the ball goes well wide from Arsenal. And Space Station Gaming does not penalize Rogue for kind of a shoddy defensive effort, one of very few that they've had in this series.
And normally SSG's on top of that. They have been increasingly, been having these small passes in front of net, and it usually ends up in a goal, but that drive, it doesn't. So now they have to start over again. Things are getting very tense at Wasteland Knights. We have 20 seconds remaining, and it's a tied-up game. Rogue trying to fight to stay alive in the upper bracket, but SSG are looking to close this series out here.
Looked like First Killer and Taroko weren't necessarily on the same page. Their attack fizzled out. Final 5 seconds. Arsenal could not get one in front. Typical off the respawn, just lurking at the back in case he's needed. He can come up, but he's got to be careful. Reynolds had the contact in the net. No time on the clock. We will go to maybe. There's no way anybody actually scores off this, right? That ball was just so close to the ground. Something's got to give here, right? Last chance for Rogue. Oh, missed! Oh my goodness! Taroko gets a laugher over Reynolds.
Long clear. Reynolds had the 100 boost, and he missed. No much more you can say about that, except we're going to another game. I mean, that's clear cut and dry. Like, I don't know. He just shouldn't have missed.
That never happens. That is incredible. Well, yes, Rogue wins game 5, 5-4. That just happened.
Unbelievable.
After both teams had been just so insane defensively, that happens to Reynolds.
Honestly, this is a good way to get impressions on Twitter. You take a screenshot of Reynolds grabbing the 100 boost, and you say, what does he do next? Does he clear downfield for an SSG redirect? Does he play it up and go for a solo play where he goes off the ceiling? Like, you don't even put miss as an option.
See, none of the above. My goodness.
Wow.
Well, that is, man, I'm at a loss for words. I've never seen that out of Reynolds, ever. Like, sure, some players will have that one mistake. I mean, it's like once in a career that you see that at this stage.
At least he did.
So that's Reynolds 1. Rogue cashed in there one time and caused Reynolds to miss.
What are we thinking about this? There's a whole road in between the stands.
There is. I don't think there's a whole road on the other side. So I think the fans across the way get a much better value out of their ticket.
Yeah, it's definitely the VIP seats where all the players sit.
I can only imagine what Reynolds' whiff looked like from that perspective. Typical trying to get one on the board early for SSG. Does not happen. So, I mean, Rogue, you talk about getting gifted a goal like they were in game 2. I mean, you gotta feel like at this point they've had 2 games handed to them, one on match point, and Reynolds will score here, but I don't know if that's enough to make up for what happened last game.
Yeah, right? I mean, they end up scoring here, but first goal there, I mean, easy shot, just like, he had should have been an easy save. But, regardless, he'll end up converting on this one. SSG will start things off on the right foot here. As this game 6 underway, we could potentially see a game 7.
We could. This is a map that Rogue has had some real special games on. Here's Arsenal. Going one across for Reynolds. Got the redirect right down Broadway. Pinpoint accuracy out of SSG.
Yeah, Arsenal with a lot of control. Good shot. I mean, this was just that's a pretty solid pass play that we've been seeing from SSG pretty much all day long. And I mean, if nothing else is working, kind of go with what you got. I think SSG, though, they definitely could put on the scorer line, but it's really about the defense once Rogue gets going. They managed to come out of nowhere and go on a 4-goal run last game.
Duranturo, after the demolition against Reynolds, picked his spot and just missed high. And first killer's there. Demo after demo after demo gets Rogue back within one.
Look at Turn. Plays that one high, and I think he was really aiming for the top corner, but good positioning from first to make sure he's able to get that quick follow-up. Decent shot as well to force it through. And just like that, back to a one-goal game here. Now we're seeing Rogue with a little bit more offense, so starting to look a lot stronger. His first killer will get the tying goal quickly off the kickoff.
Well, you cannot let him get going. He is filling up the stat sheet. He'd been primarily a passer throughout this whole tournament. Now he's scoring his fourth goal to go alongside 5 assists. Granted, he's had a couple stolen from him. Arsenal trying to get it going back the other way now for Space Station Gaming. They're letting Rogue back into this series, maybe not for long. Reynolds picks a spot. It had to be exactly there to get by the defense, and it was.
Just like that, Reynolds able to get a decent play out there. Sypical with a nice solid assist. SSG are able to regain their lead. There's 3:25 left here on the clock. And at this point, this match is starting. You talk about a game 6 shootout. And this is what it is looking like here. We still got plenty of time left in game as Rogue are looking to tie things back up, but first they got to get SSG out of their half.
Aided greatly by a blowout in game 4, the goal scorer totals for SSG are quite one-sided. You got 7 goals out of Sypical and another 8 out of Reynolds, including a couple here in this game that have been huge. Turo across the way. Turoko shots blocked. Space Station Gaming trying to hold off Rogue, put him away in this opening round match. If you're just joining us, all right, you're a little late. You've missed some fireworks, but you're just in time for the main course in this series. Sypical downfield with Reynolds helping. Arsenal trailing behind, and that's a good stop by first killer, and even better, he keeps possession, buys his teammates a little bit of time to get in position as well.
Oh, that pinch, that's going to nullify a lot of offense here. Turn was in a tough spot. The first killer is going to be able to at least get it out of the box here. But look at SSG. They're kind of double committing a little bit. They want to get in front of that ball as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, Turoko with space looking for the dunk there, but Reynolds decides to play it slow as SSG do still have the lead, and they're looking to control how this game is being played here. We got a minute 45 on the clock. Rogue have been battling here, and they're looking for some type of semblance in way to actually control how they're field, but SSG's just been in the way at every step of the way. First, we'll get a play off that back wall, but again, nothing doing here mainly for Rogue, and they are running out of time.
The first 3 games of this series saw 6 goals combined. The last 2.5 games have seen 22 between these teams. Another shot saved on the goal line by first killer. Birthday Boy trying to keep Rogue alive in this opening round match, and Turinturo. Oh, what a read and intercept as Rogue cannot get out of their zone. First will try, he got around 1, only to see himself demolished by Sypical. And Reynolds back the other way is denied by Turoko.
Oh, speedy play there. Almost a chance there for SSG to throw the series away. But as time ticks down, Rogue are running out of drives. They got to go big on this one at least as we hit that 30-second mark. But that midfield rotation has been very rough on them as they let the possession slip away so many times.
Another goal line save by Turo. He's got a savior medal, but they don't need saves. They need clears and they need shots. And they are getting neither. The shots are all coming out of Space Station Gaming. There's an opportunity, though. First killer against Reynolds, who this time makes the stop. 3 seconds left. One last chance for Turo. Denied as this will spike down, and Space Station holds off Rogue.
And Space Station Gaming, they come out with an early lead here on Neo. Rogue try to battle back, but I mean, Reynolds with 3 for 3 shooting, and a fantastic job done there. Man, There's a lot of Rocket League that happened over the course of that series, Stacks, and I think we need a break here to kind of
Boy, do we.
at least digest it. We'll be right back to break down SSG versus Rogue.
Welcome back to the Rocket League Summit 2 North American edition. This is the final day for North America. Tomorrow we'll be rounding out the tournament with Europe. We just got started with our first series of the day. I had predicted Space Station. I think we were all kind of leaning Space Station. And that's what played out on the field. Let's talk about it. Daz, in your opinion, do you think Space Station is that team based on what you just saw in this first series of the day?
Yeah, I mean, they came out really. I mean, Rogue put up a tough fight for the first couple of games, but afterwards, it was honestly just all Space Station. Pass plays were very solid. Arsenal stepped up on he was an assist machine over the course of the series. And then you saw Reddles and Sypical just being able to put up a lot of solid shots. I mean, that
own goal,
yeah,
that dunk.
like he was everywhere. He was everywhere. Own goaling. He was.
Dude, Space Station, they always pass when they're about 10 feet in front of net, super close to one another. They still pass. And I love that about them. But also that typical play where he got a flip reset, wave dash, dodge shot in like a matter of milliseconds. That was crazy, Stax.
Yeah, that was absolutely filthy. I mean, you don't see that every day, to say the least. He was just on another level in this opening series. Space Station, I mean, it looked like at times they tried really hard to let Rogue hang around in that series. And against other teams, maybe they'll get punished. But they were able to still prevail despite all the mistakes they made. Boy, once they tighten up as the day goes on, boy, that's a dangerous, dangerous looking team.
Yeah, they're looking good. So they're going all the way to the winners final now. They'll be playing against the winner of the Pittsburgh Knights and the Sonics. So we will have that coming up later today. And, I think if I had to adjust my percentages, Stacks, if I had to adjust my percentages on the percentage chance that Space Station wins this whole thing, what would I change it to?
I mean, you probably change it to a good 85, 90%.
Oh my goodness, they're that high?
Seat. Yeah, I mean, they're in the driver's seat now. I mean, they survived what, let's be honest. As much as I'm a fan of what the Knights are doing lately, and yes, they're my pick. Space Station has to be on paper like a 90% favorite to win this whole thing. They survived this matchup with Rogue. They weren't playing at their best and still just scored left, right, and center. If I'm either the Sonics or the Knights looking at that last series, I'm looking at the rest of the bracket going, I don't want any part of the Space Station squad.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Space Station, they're a little scary. And fortunately, we have someone from Space Station ready to talk to us. One of the best players on Space Station. We've seen them really succeed in this tournament so far. Well, welcome into the show, Chrome from Space Station. Chrome, also the coach. I forgot to add that in. But Chrome, I don't know if you heard the percentages we're throwing out, but Space Station, you guys are looking really good, especially after some regional events that you guys didn't look that great. You're starting to look in form, and you beat Rogue up pretty good. Are you guys feeling like the favorites right now?
I mean, I don't really think we're feeling like the favorites. We're just trying to have fun. Like, I think in the middle of that series, we got like an argument on like who has the best shooting percentage on the team. I don't think we were really too focused on Rogue that series. We're just trying to have fun. Well, I showed it in that Wasteland game. We like threw away, I think, a 4-goal lead or something like that. So,
well, who has the best shooting percentage? Did you ever find out?
We agreed that Sypical doesn't have the best shooting because he goes for a lot of air dribbles, so it goes on target. But I personally think Arsenal has the best shooting percentage, and then it was just went on a whole debate like who has the best passing and all this other nonsense. So we're just having fun.
We need to get the comms from that, Daz. We need to get the comms.
Yeah, I mean, did they account your shooting percentage? Is the question.
I said I had a really bad rating, but I carried it in the hard comms. So when I was common, they didn't have anything to worry about.
I want to ask you that too. Like, so you had to sub in for one of those series here early on in the day. How did that feel for you? Because like I know that you still got it. So like I know when they put you on the pitch, like you had to just prove to everybody else that Chrome still he can still put in some goals there.
I mean, it was really fun. Like it's been quite a while since I competed, like almost 2 years now. if not 2 years actually. And playing with two hard carries like that, I've never had teammates like that before that are just insane mechanically. So all I gotta do is just chill out and just have fun and just help in other areas where I know I can, like whether it be my comms or whatever. And that's like the second time I think I've ever beat Torment and Gimmick in a tournament. So that was that was kind of fun for me.
By the way, I want to answer your question. The shooting percentages so far in this tournament for Space Station. Before that series, Reynolds had you beat by 0.43%. I assume it went down. So the correct answer is you, Chrome. You have the highest shooting percentage. Congratulations.
I'm not surprised.
What changed at the halfway part of that series? Because you went from, a low-scoring, grindy series where nobody could get by anybody to all of a sudden, what the heck is defense?
I think it was more so like everyone just rolled out of bed. So everyone was kind of like just playing off instinct right from the get-go. And then I feel like, I don't know, we just kind of warmed up faster than them. And then once we threw away that game, we're like, all right, let's just close it out. We don't want to play any more games because it's a long series. Best sevens are not fun. So we just wanted to close it out, and we did that.
Okay, so just rolling out of bed, huh? So in your opinion, then, what is the perfect start time for a tournament?
I mean, I don't think there's a perfect start time. It's just more so no one's really mature enough to get some sleep for these tournaments. That's all it is, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, no one really likes playing early. Like, no one ever, as a gamer, no one ever wakes up at 12 p.m. to play video games, honestly.
Wait. So are you saying noon is early?
Noon's a little early for gamers, I would say. But, I mean,
noon
if you
early.
Yeah, if you know you have a tournament, though, I mean, come on, you got to prep for it. But it's no one really plays that early, I guess you could say. So.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. Well, Chrome, we'll see if you have to end up playing at all this tournament. You guys, as a team, though, are looking really, really good. So just want to say congratulations on the win and good luck in the winners finals.
Thanks, man.
That was Chrome from Space Station, the one and only coach/player/competitor who will be 1v1ing Turtle at some point. But guys, 12 p.m., is that early? Yes or no?
No, I don't think so. Like,
I feel like early, the cutoff for early has to be in the AMs. So I think like maybe 11:30 a.m.
There's money on the line. Be a pro.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll let chat talk about it. We'll figure it out as well. We're going to go to a quick break. And when we come back, we'll have our next match of the day. Stay tuned.